Shalom, shalom. First off, I'd like to give all the praise and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect around the four corners of the earth that are making their calling and election sure. This your brother Yonder Carr coming back at you again in the spirit with another lesson. Going into Yahweh Shema Shah is the one that's controlling this thing. He is the one that is moving the chess pieces on the board. He is the one that's getting into the minds of these Edomites and these heathen nations to go to war. Because the Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So this war is ramping up because Yahweh Shema Shah is about to bring him down. He's about to take him out of his power seat. The scripture say, I saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning. That's how fast this man's power structure is going to go down. That's how quick he's going to lose his power seat. And we are seeing this thing ramp up more and more day by day. And we're in beautiful times right now. This is the times that we waited for. This is the times that the men of the Lord has been talking about on the highways, the byways, and the hedges. Constantly telling you people we're going to come into evil times. We're going to come into times worse than anything that you ever seen before. All right? And we're just the mouthpieces of Yahweh Shema Shah. We just telling you what thus saith Yahweh Shema Shah. We don't control anything. Okay? The Heavenly Father is the one that's in control of everything. He is the one that is moving the pawns and the rooks and the queens and the king on the chessboard. All right? Isaiah 45:5. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. You see, so Yahweh Shema Shah is doing all these things. There is no one else beside him but him and the only begotten Son. Because Yahweh Shah is on the right hand side of the Father, but everything is moving, all right, under the power of Yahweh. And we know this to be true. We know what Yahweh Shema Shah is doing. We know that the Son is in agreement with the Heavenly Father. Just like when the whole earth was made, it was made under the guise of Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. All right, giving Yahweh Shah the inspiration to do all of these things and the other angels. So we know how these things was done. We know how Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, brought this whole thing together. So there's no free will. There's no you're going to do it your way or you're going to come up another way. No, Yahweh Shema Shah is controlling everybody. All right? When you get up in the morning and you see brothers out there on the highways, the byways, and the hedges, and you decide to come up and ask a question, or you come up and mock, or you scoff, it was put in your mind to do those things. All right? So you can either get that that exemption from judgment, or for you to get judgment. All right? That's why Yahweh Shema Shah does the things that he does. All right? This word is just doing the spiritual gathering or the spiritual dividing. All right. Excuse me. Proverbs 20:24. Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? You see, man's goings is of Yahweh. So he's the one controlling the whole spectrum. He's the one that's controlling both sides of the field, the offense and the defense. So we're not worried about what these people are doing. We're not worried about the war that's going on in the Middle East. All right? We're not worried about the famine that's coming because Yahweh Shema Shah is controlling those things. That's why we doing the work, so we can be found to be in those good graces of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son. So He don't forget that labor of love that we've been doing out here toward His name. Because we want salvation. We want to get the hell up out of these coming calamities, these coming perils, and salvation from these thermonuclear missiles and the fire that's going to be coming from those chariots. We want to be saved out of this. That's why brothers are making their call and election sure now, doing whatever they can to please Yahweh Shema Shai now. Okay? Because you don't know your own way. Yahweh Shema Shai is the one controlling everything. Job 33, and I'm going to start at Job 33 and 14. For the Heavenly Father speaketh once, yes, twice, yet man perceive it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon man, and stumblings upon the bed. Then He opened the ears of men and sealeth their instructions, that He may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. You see? So Yahweh Shema Shai is one sealing those instructions into your mind. Alright? When you sleep, when you slumber upon the bed, when you're in that REM sleep, Yahweh Shema Shai is writing into your mind what you're going to do for that day. Alright? You're going to walk by a camp. You're going to speak to the brothers and inquire about this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You're going to get the understanding. All right, you're going to be sealed at that time once you ask this question. Yahweh Shema Shai is already playing the whole thing out while you sleeping, sealing your instructions in your mind. All right, the mockers and the scoffers. It's already a thought in your mind to come up against the camps, and you get your judgment. So there's no way around Yahweh Shema Shai's plan. And we are hoping to be a part of the hopeful elect, the ones that's going to get predestined for salvation, the ones that are out here doing the work and not going contrary to Yahweh Shema Shai, doing what is pleasing unto the Lord, keeping up the commandments, all right, to the best of our abilities, having faith in the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and not going astray, not going off, okay, not following after 2/3 of our people or Esau, Edom, or the heathen nations. Because broad is the way that leads to destruction. All right? So you don't want to go that broad path. Because that's where the masses are going. And they're going to be led as a sheep to the slaughter. Okay? Esau is about to slaughter 2/3 of our people. 2/3 of you so-called black, you so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos are about to die here on the soils of America, because you don't want to listen to the voice of Yahweh Shema Shai coming out in season, out of seasons, on the highways, the byways, and the hedges, telling you that this devil is about to come down with great wrath, warning you to get the hell out the way. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. It's time for you to hide yourself. It's not time to be out here in mirth, all right, and singing and dancing. No, you should be going into the house of mourning right now. You should be putting on your mourning garments, that sackcloth, all right, getting ready for war, because we in a spiritual war right now. This is not the time for fun and games, all right. We're locking in. We getting ready. We've been running this play over and over again in our minds, knowing what's about to happen, knowing how it's going to go down, all right, and preparing for that impact. All right, Psalm 37 and 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by Yahweh, and He delighteth in His way. You see? The steps of a good man is ordered by Yahweh. So if you are moving in the way that Yahweh Shema Shai wants you to move, you will be out here on the highways, the byways, and the hedges. You'll be doing your videos. You'll be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities. You'll be being brotherly. All right? You won't have no other God before Him. All right? Because we know that He's a jealous power. We should be pulling closer to Yahweh Shema Shai right now, clinging unto the Lord, not going and whoring after these different idols, after these different philosophies, the beliefs, the system that these people are pushing out here in the world. No, we're holding firm to what we have learned. Psalms 37:24. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for Yahweh upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now I am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. You see? So, hey, the Lord is not going to have us out here begging for bread. You see people on the side of the road, they begging for bread, but they not with Yahweh Shema Shai. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you was with Yahweh Shema Shai, you wouldn't be on the highways, the byways, and the hedges with a sign out saying, donate money for food, or begging for $2 or $3 for food. Okay? We out here on the highways, the byways, and the hedges telling you how you can pull those curses up off you by coming into this truth, by putting aside the things of this world. Okay? Psalms 37:26. He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Woo! Depart from evil and do good and dwell forevermore. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to dwell forevermore. That's why we clinging unto Yahweh Shema Shai and letting him direct our steps. Man's going over the Lord, how can he thus know his way? All right? So we got to put our faith in Yahweh Shema Shai that he's leading us the right way. That's why you got to constantly pray, and you got to constantly be around the body. You got to constantly be around the men of Yahweh Shema Shai so that you can get fed and you can get that nourishment. All right? Drinking of that water of the fountain that will never run out. And that's what you see men all around the four corners of the earth are doing, getting ready and understanding that what times they're in. Understanding that we're about to come into bad times, but it's controlled by Yahweh Shema Shai. See, once you know that, you already got a key to the door. All right, you're not locked up in prison anymore. You got the keys and you walking out because you know Yahweh Shema Shai got you. And like the brother Yair always saying in our camp, we walk by faith and not by sight. All right. So we let Yahweh Shema Shai guide us. We let Yahweh Shema Shai do the work, and we just going with the flow. All right. So with that, I'm gonna end off by giving all the praise and all the glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect around the four corners of the earth that are making their calling and election sure. Shalom.